May is here, so let's do some planning in our bullet journals. My name's Kayla from Planning with Kay, and welcome back to my channel where I create videos all about journaling and planning. Today I'm back here with my May Plan With Me video where I'm going to be setting up all of my May monthly bullet journal spreads. Before we jump into the setup though, let's talk supplies. So every single month in my journal, I do a different theme for my monthly spreads to keep things fun and exciting. And this month I decided to go with an underwater coral theme. I also have a sticker bundle up in my sticker shop with all of these stickers that I'm showing you here, including that coral collection and some watercolor stickers that pair perfectly with it. My sticker shop is PlanningWithKay.com, linked in the description down below. I'm also going to be using some of these full page printables. These are all available under my $5 Patreon tier. And I create new printables like this every single month, and they make setting up bullet journal spreads extra fun, fast, and easy. So with the stickers and printables, I am all set with my theme, and I'm going to be setting up some really fun blue, vibrant, underwater ocean theme spreads today. Again, all of the links to everything I'm using today is down in the description below. The links to my sticker shop, my Patreon, all of the supplies like my notebook, pens, and markers. So if you're interested in anything I'm using, check out the description. So with that out of the way, let's start this setup off with a decorative cover spread. I'm using one of those quote page printables on the right side of this spread as a fun introduction to the month of May. I love doing decorative cover spreads like this, almost like a bookmark between months in my journal. This is also going to be the last month in this notebook. I can barely squeeze one more month in. So I'm finishing strong with this May setup, and I'm very excited about this whole theme and all of the ideas I have for the spreads that I'm going to set up this month. So on the left side, I'm just doing a simple May title. I took one of those Patreon printables again, and I ripped out a little rectangle, like rounded rectangle that I stuck onto the left page. I'm then using my Ohuhu brush pens to letter in a May header, and I'm using a Posca Paint Pen to add a white drop shadow so it really pops off that background. I also really had an itch to use my stamps this month. I don't think it even necessarily really goes with this theme, but I just really wanted to use my stamps, so I'm using them. It took me a little while to find the 3 stamps I needed out of this mess of a stamp box that I have, but I cannot be bothered to organize this. The stamp box will always be chaos, and I am okay with that. So I stamped in 2024 right below that May header, and I'm now just going to fill the rest of this page with these cute little underwater animal stickers from that coral collection. This was also a really fun sticker collection to design because I actually created it using real watercolor. I basically created like watercolor splashes, and I used that for all of the color in the stickers and printables. I love using watercolor in my journal, but sometimes it just kind of takes a long time, and I really wanted to get this whole setup done in just a few hours. So this was a great way to still get that watercolor feel in my journal without having to actually deal with the time and hassle of real watercolor. I love how that cover spread turned out, and now we're moving on to my monthly calendar. So this is a pretty standard calendar setup for me. I've been really loving these big, nearly full spread calendars. Each day here has a box that is 6 spaces wide by 6 spaces tall, or 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters if you use a ruler like I do. I'm now sticking in this big vertical sticker on the left side as a little decorative sidebar. And I'm also using the little number stickers from the Coral Reef monthly sticker kit to fill in all of the dates on my calendar. So after sticking in all of those numbers and making sure I didn't miss any, I'm now going to use these weekly headers from my Watercolor Splash monthly kit. This watercolor sticker collection is something I designed many years ago now, but it perfectly matches this Coral Reef collection, which I designed just earlier this year. Or maybe at the end of last year, sometime recently. But I just absolutely love the combination of these two collections together. I've been having a lot of fun mixing and matching different sticker collections I've made over the years. Since I have such a large library of themes now, it's really fun seeing what I can combine together. I'm now using my stamps again to finish this spread off, and I did this upside down 2, which I thought was so funny at the time. I was setting this up during a live stream, and we were debating whether we should leave the 2, and we decided the upside down 2 is our friend and deserves to stay on this spread. So the upside down 2 survives, and that is it for my May calendar spread. Next up, I want to set up a spread that is going to be intended to keep track of like memories throughout this month. April was a super, super busy month for me. Not only did my husband and I move cross country from Oregon to Florida, but I also attended the Go Wild Planner Convention in Texas like a week after we moved. So I had a little bit of a hard time keeping up with my monthly spreads, specifically the ones that I had to fill out every single day. So I really wanted to kind of scale things back a little bit this month since we are settling in from this really big cross-country move. It's a perfect time for me to just kind of simplify things in my journal a little bit, make it a little bit less intense to keep up with daily. So for my kind of like memory keeping spread, instead of a daily review or something else I have to fill in every single day, I decided to do this more open concept memories and gratitude spread. So on the left, I have a memories header. On the right, I have a gratitude header. And then I'm basically just filling this spread with a bunch of open spaces. And I got a little bit creative with how I created those spaces. Some of them are those watercolor splash boxes from that monthly kit. I also used some watercolor circles as well. And again, all of these stickers are available in the bundle I mentioned. You can find them individually as well, but if you just want them all in one, then the bundle is the way to go. So I've got the watercolor stickers, and then I also grabbed some colored markers from my Ohuhu brush marker set in a couple shades of blue and bluish green, as well as a yellow and a pink. And I kind of mix and matched all of those elements to give me a good amount of blank spaces on each of these pages to flexibly fill out throughout the month. Flexibly? That doesn't sound like a word, but you know what I mean. I'm just going to be filling in these spaces as I experience things, memories that I want to capture, things I'm feeling grateful for, and not feel any pressure to fill this in by any sort of schedule. I love doing these more open style memory pages. They always work out really well for me, so I'm very excited to use this month. Now I'm going to be setting up a live stream schedule for the month. I always have a calendar like this every single month. I just use my single page calendar printable from my $1 Patreon tier because I cannot be bothered to set up a whole nother calendar myself. So I just stuck that in. I print it on sticker paper, so it's really easy to stick right into my notebook. I'm writing in a header at the top of the page that says live streams, and then just using the set of number stickers from the watercolor kit to fill in this calendar. I am live streaming publicly every single Sunday this month, including tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a huge haul video of all of the stationery and stuff that I got at Go Wild and talking about my experience. So it is going to be a fun one. There are going to be some giveaways as well. So if you're around tomorrow at, I think it's around 1 p.m. Eastern time, around there, then you can join me live for that live stream. But anyways, my live stream schedule will show not only the public streams, but my 7 Patreon exclusive streams, so I make sure I don't miss any of those. Now on the right side here, I'm creating what I'm calling my monthly overview. I showed a few examples of the same page in my previous month setups, but it's basically just a spot for me each week to write down a few of my main focuses or my main tasks for the week. I have found this really useful as a way to kind of prep for my week before I dive in to any sort of detailed to-do list. So that was a very simple setup, and now we are moving on to the last spread for my monthly spreads. I will be setting up some weeklies after this, but in terms of monthly spreads, I'm finishing it off with a brain dump. This is a spread I, again, do every single month. It's basically just like a catch-all space for any extra notes or calculations, like any fleeting thoughts or ideas that don't have a place anywhere else in my journal. So it's just a full spread that is basically just an empty space. I'm doing a full spread header at the top with 2 of those coral reef headers on the left and right, and then 1 of the watercolor splashes in the middle. And I dug up this brain dump sticker sheet from my sticker stash and stuck that right in the middle. I'm just putting in a little extra decoration at the bottom, but this is a very simple spread, so that is it. Like I said, I wanted to keep my monthly spreads simple this month. I didn't want to overload myself with trackers or daily things to fill in. So we've got a calendar, memories and gratitude, my live stream schedule, and my weekly focus or monthly overview, and a brain dump spread to finish it off. Now I'm going to set up a few weeklies to kind of get myself a little bit pre-prepped for the month of May. And I'm going to be using some more printables for these. I was really in a printable mood when I was setting this up. Again, I think just because everything has been so busy, I didn't have quite as much time as usual to set up all of these spreads. So the printables were just a total lifesaver. I love these printables. Even if I had no patrons, I would still create these printables for myself. I love using them. So I just customized it a tiny bit with some dates as well as a little April 29th through March 5th header on the upper left. And that is it for weekly spread number 1. Weekly spread number 2 is going to be using this vertical style printable. This is one of my favorite formats. I love a good long vertical daily section. So just again, sticking those in, it is the quickest and easiest weekly setup ever. I'm then going to create a little header in the upper left. And again, kind of digging through my sticker stash for some monthly headers because there's always some hiding. And I found the perfect ones right here, my monoline monthly header sheet. So I stuck May in right at the upper left. I also knew I wanted to keep using the rest of that number sheet that I used in the previous monthly overview page. So at first I thought maybe I would use it for the header on the upper left, like a 6 through 12. I didn't really like how big they were compared to the May header though. So I moved them over. I instead used them as my dates at the top of my columns, and I covered up my little mistake with one of those watercolor flags. And I'm very happy with this. I love how this ended up churning out. And I'm just customizing this spread a little bit more with some decoration at the bottom of each column, mixing and matching stickers from my Tropical Beach sticker sheet and my Coral Circles sticker sheet. All right, zooming right along, we're on to the final spread in this video, which is going to be a third weekly. I'm not setting up all of my May weeklies because I do want to save myself a little bit of fun later in the month and be able to set up a couple more spreads about midway through May. And I'll probably do that in a live stream, so that'll be very fun. We'll have a little weekly setup live stream mid-month. So again, just customizing this a little bit with those numbers and a monthly header in the upper left. I used a watercolor circle and a little clownfish, and that is it for the final spread in this May setup. I absolutely love how this theme ended up turning out. I decided to go with this coral underwater theme to celebrate our recent move to Florida. We just in this last month have been so happy here. I've been missing the sun so much. So just being hot and warm and have the sun on my skin, it's giving me life. So this theme is really kind of celebrating this move. And I love how these spreads turned out. I love that I made things a little bit simpler this month, took advantage of my printables to make this setup a breeze, and the theme and the colors are making me so happy. Again, all of the stickers and printables I used are available in my sticker shop and on my Patreon. My Patreon is a subscription where for $5 a month, you can gain access to 6 years worth of printables. And my sticker shop is PlanningWithKay.com. So if you want to check out any of the supplies I used today, check out all the links down below. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe for new videos every single weekend. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.